After racing the brutal Mint 400 in 1989, John Marking recognized the need to improve the performance of off-road racing shocks. Well, 43 patents later, he fundamentally changed the landscape of off-road suspension, transcending into the OEM and automotive aftermarket with mass production of his patented internal bypass shock design, now standard equipment on all Raptors and most of the top UTVs. Beyond off-road racing, John's work at Fox helped revolutionize the mountain bike industry and has supported the defense sector. His inquisitive mind, unparalleled drive, and fiercely competitive nature pushed him to be the best, both in racing and in business.
John's contributions are a lot vaster than people will ever realize. And it wasn't that he invented the shock, he just really took it to a new height, really looked at what was there, looked at what the industry had to offer, and really perfected it into something that was mechanically where you could produce it efficiently, economically, and for the masses.
So his contribution is advancing the technologies that are used in off-road, especially the shock absorbers and the linkages and all that goes with it. That's what his career's been. That's what his experience is.
That's why John has so many patents, right? That just ultimate drive to never be complacent and always trying to make something better. He was always ahead of everything, right? Like the guy reads a ton of books. Like he's like our off-road Bill Gates, right? Like he's that guy.
There's a few great people when it comes to off-road engineering, and John Marking is one because he's driven and he's also built and he's also designed the future of off-road shocks.
You know, if you're engineering for an off-road race car and you've been in a race car and you've experienced the thing you're trying to fix, then you can engineer the fix better, or at least you can know when you're going the right direction, I guess is a better way to put it.
Oh, I think it's critical that you race with the products that you're designing. That's how you get that immediate feedback, and that's how it transitions on down the line to the products that your customers are using to race and also recreational.
And a lot of people don't talk about it, but John's won a Class 1 championship. John's won races, and so he can take real world theories and then theorize them in engineering and make all that come together. I think John's contribution may be bigger than anybody's.
Yeah, I would say John's biggest technological contribution, especially for Fox, was his patent on the internal bypass design. You know, that started with race, but it moved into an aftermarket product line, and then it helped him sell to Ford the Raptor package that we know now. It's gone through the entire TRD Pro lineup. The same design can be found on UTVs, and that all goes back to that very first design that John did on the internal bypass.
I think what makes John Marking unique is he's an unusual beast because he has engineering background and he's a hell of a driver. That's a unique combination that most people don't have. Usually they're good at one or the other.
You know, when you've got a guy that looks at a problem or an issue, whether it's a car, chassis, you know, any of the suspension components, and sets his mind to fix that problem, A, it's great for the company, and B, it helps him win races.
From my perspective, I mean, John was a huge contributor to the shock industry. Obviously, the way we've progressed in suspension and the way that we're able to tune today versus what we were doing 30 years ago, I think has a lot to do with how John directly or indirectly brought, you know, this stuff into the industry.
If it wasn't for his innovations and his constant trying and developing, we wouldn't be where we're at suspension-wise today.
I give John all the credit for the success we've had. John did that. We've done that in mountain bikes, and we've done that in off-road, and we've done it with what John did.